Welcome to another episode of UCRD Reviews. So today I'm bringing you another P Bandai release. This one is from Mobile Suit Variations. This is the MS-07H Gouf Flight Type version anime. So this mobile suit was kind of a failed design. They were trying to make a hovering or flying mobile suit for use on ground, and this Gouf just kept running into problems and engine failures and whatnot. It was eventually developed into the H4 type, and the project was scrapped after that, although the H8 type that you see in 8th MS Team was developed at some point in time in very limited numbers. So this one's really exciting to have. This is the same type that was seen in Zeta Gundam in the kind of blue and white colors used by the Earth Federation. But yeah, I'm really excited about this one. We've never got a figure of the Gouf Flight Type, so it's really cool that we get this one. There is a little surprise, which I can't wait to take a look at. But it looks like a really solid figure, and the paint looks good on it, so I can't wait to see it. So let's go ahead and open it up. So this is technically my second Gouf figure, since the first one was the Gouf Test prototype. But this is my first one with a true Gouf head, which looks very, very nice. Even have the Y07 right there, which is really cool. Looks up quite a bit. Down not so much, but can do a full rotation, which is nice. You can remove the top of the head to move the mono eye around, so you can move quite a bit there. So basic stuff. It is neat that I think this is the first time I've seen it where the antenna is not actually on the mobile suit, at least for the Xeon suits. Usually they're on in the package, so you get two of them over here, which is cool. Better protection. You do have a decent amount of chest flex there. The arms, as you saw, will come out. They don't come up a whole lot. As you can see, there went the shoulder armor. Let's go ahead and attach that back on there. So they can come up about that far before the shoulder armor comes flying off. As you saw, the shoulder armor is ball jointed. You do have a rotating joint up here that does a 360, and you have a rotating joint at the elbow, and then you have good elbow articulation. You have the sculpted in magazines for the hands, which is pretty cool. They are not removable, however, and then the hands are ball jointed as well. Hands look really nice. They're colored a little bit different than the rest of the, well, not really. I was going to say the rest of the mobile suit, but it looks like the chest, this middle waist piece, and the knees are colored similarly, as well as a couple other parts. So looks good. You have all the barrels in there. And then let's go around to the back here. So you have these two little winglets. You do want to be really careful of these. These are, I'm sure, breakable. You have cables all over the place. Ball jointed thrusters that are effect part compatible. And then you got some down here as well. The chest itself can come downward quite a bit. You see this piece actually moved with the chest. It is hinged, which is pretty cool. And then it'll come backward about that far, so not too far. You can't turn it a whole lot. I think that's mostly due to the cables. You see I popped the back ones out, unfortunately. Let's get them back in there. There we go. And so not a whole lot of articulation in the waist due to limitations with the sculpt. The skirt armor is interesting. It is ball jointed back up in here, so it'll come up about that far. Side skirt armor is hinged as well. You can store weaponry on it. Rear skirt armor doesn't move. So the legs have that rotating hip joint, just like normal robot spirits. You do have a bit of thigh swivel, not a ton, and then the legs will come up about that far. You do have a decent amount of knee articulation considering the bulkiness of the calves down here. You have these pieces in here. Now these look like vents. I know they're listed as I think they're rocket launchers or rocket tubes, but correct me if I'm wrong, but they weren't always rocket tubes. I think that was a newer invention, so to speak. So the back looks nice. These are not thruster effect part compatible, which is correct. They are just hover units, they're not thrusters. Feet are effect part compatible. I mean, you have some really cool detail all through here. The feet can go side to side. You don't have any toe articulation, but you don't really need it. And then, we lost the skirt armor. Let's go ahead and reattach this. Nope, that did not reattach it. Oh, it goes back in here. So yeah, the skirt armor is an interesting design, but it works. So I like it. Nice coloring, you know, as long as you like the color scheme, I guess. But the detail on it is remarkable. You know, we don't always get this in the version anime line, so this is definitely something I like. You know, I like the lining here around the vents here, around the feet. So it looks really, really good. So let's take a look at the accessories real quick. So I did attach the antenna to the Gouf. I do recommend taking the top of the head off. It attaches much easier. You do have the white striping on the antenna, just like you do the horns here. So looks very, very nice. You do have the hand rack that most version animes come with. You only get 2 sets of hands here. You have the weapon hands and then just posing hands. They are pretty bulky hands, and yes, the Gouf can move its fingers even though they're all gun barrels. It's a sci-fi show, don't ask me how that works. But they look nice. They don't work the best, like especially these hands for holding guns. They're very, very stiff. It actually mentions that they're fragile in the instructions, so you kind of have to be careful wedging them in there for the bazooka, but we'll talk about that more in a little bit. So you do have a 360mm giant bazooka. It's the same one that comes with the DOM, same features and everything. You have the little opening door, just like the DOM. So has the rotating front handle, rotating camera up here. This little piece swivels. It is effect part compatible in both the front and the back, and then this little door will attach like that. So nice piece, neat looking gun. It's the correct gun for the Gouf Flight Test Type. And then the cool little thing here, let me get this little guy out. So this is the kind of stuff I love. This is a Commu, which is a personal ferry, little VTOL aircraft seen in Mobile Suit Gundam. So as you can see on the box, this is a recreation of the model kit box art, and the Commu is pictured with the Gouf Flight Type, which is, I guess, why they decided to include this. So hopefully you can see there's 2 little pilots, and I mean, it doesn't really do anything, but it's really neat to have. So all these pieces under here are where the landing gear goes, so we can actually pop these off, and then from here you can place the little landing gear pieces on. So I think it goes, nope, there we go. No, I might have this wrong still. There we go, that looks better. And so each one of these little landing gear feet will go on here. You do want to be really careful with it. These feet are very breakable. They're very thin, so just be cautious. Don't put all the landing gear on it and then slam it into the ground or something, because you'll break it. So then it has little landing gear, which is really cool. Nice little detail. And lastly here we get thruster effects. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So you have 2 that are straight pegged and 4 that are curved pegged. So I like that they include the straight pegged ones. Those are becoming rarer and rarer. But yeah, really neat accessory list. I like that little Commu fighter. So I wanted to do a comparison with the only other Gouf figure that I have. The body of this one is a bit more like a Gouf. You see this one has the traditional Gouf appearance for the most part. So both really cool figures, both very unique MSV designs, and I'm really happy that I have both of them. So it's unfortunate that the Gouf Flying Test Type is a P Bandai figure. At roughly $89, which is about what I paid for it before shipping, it is a premium price tag figure. But this one, you can kind of see why. It's got really nice details. You have the little support fighter, which is something that the MSIA line used to do that Robot Spirits hasn't really done. Although they've been doing it a little more recently with like the core fighter and core booster and stuff. But I'd like to see releases like this with little ships. And it's just a really solid figure. It works well. There's nothing complicated to it. The only thing I didn't like about it was that the hands are kind of fragile, especially holding the bazooka. You really have to wedge them in there. And of course the little support fighter, the Commu, is fragile as well with the wings and the landing gear, but nothing you don't have to deal with other Robot Spirits figures, so it's not too big of a deal. These types of figures do get rare fast. The price tag goes up quite a bit very quickly, so if you're able to pick it up, absolutely do so. And I think it's worth it. This is one of my favorite MSV figures that I have so far. So thank you for watching the review. Thank you for supporting the channel. I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers. Very excited about that. So hopefully we can get there in the next coming days, and at least at the time this was filmed. Maybe I'm already there. That'd be cool. And again, thank you, and y'all be safe. I'll see you next time.